Okay. Now I'll show you step two, how to splice a specific face scene and then how to have that specific clip cropped. So continuing off of step one with our 5-minute clips from our main movie. So the first step for this is you want to open Kdenlive. So you should have that already installed. Just give that a few seconds. Okay, so this is how it will look. And now what you want to do is first click project bin over here. And over here is where you'll import your 5-minute clip you'll be working with. So kind of continuing off from step one, I will take this 5-minute clip and just drag it here into project bin. And for this, you want to make sure you click lossless huge files. And this basically makes sure that there's like the least amount of loss to the file. You'll click transcode, wait for some time. Okay, and for this, you want to click cancel. Okay, now you're gonna drag your clip into the timeline over here so you can actually edit it. And now if you click play here, you can watch your clip. Okay, and so now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna watch the clip until our first face scene, which we want to cut out. And so for time's sake, I'll just use this dragger to draw it to a specific face. Oh, and I also want to mention that, so there's two consoles over here. This is going to be the first console we work with. So this bar corresponds with this console, and this bar over here will correspond with this console. And so we're just going to use this and drag it to a face we want to edit. So over here, I'll be using Summer's face. And so what I like to do is stop right before her face comes into frame. And then I use my keyboard cursor to just drag to the exact point. And I like to get, so I can get that exact moment of when her face first comes up. And then I'm going to right click my mouse and add in a marker here so I can save that exact timing. And then I'll play this to decide when I want to stop the clip. So I'll stop it around here, maybe a bit to the back so I can, yeah. And then again, right click your mouse, go to marker, click add marker, click OK. And now these two markers will pop up in my time frame over here. And so, yeah. Now I'll use this little scissors tool over here to cut my exact clip out. So I'll just cut it exactly on the marker and there. Now I'll click this cursor and just drag it out just so it's cleaner and I know what I'm working with. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add in effects to this. So go over here and click effects and type in crop. Now you want to select crop, scale, and tilt, and you're just gonna select that and drag it onto your clip. Now this will pop up a little menu here, and this is where you can crop your exact face out. So we're gonna now use this console. So I'm just gonna click here so I can see my character's face, and then I'll use these bars to kind of just slice out her face. Okay. And then after that, I like to just go to the start of my clip or a bit before that and play and see if my cropping is as I wanted it. Okay, so that's pretty solid. And now after that, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to the beginning And this little bar over here, we're gonna drag it all the way to where our clip is. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, just drag that right over here. Okay. And something really important is you want to make sure that these points align with your actual clip. I'm just gonna drag that there a bit. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I think that aligns about just right. And now we're gonna render our um clip here. So click project up here and then click render. And then over here, you can write in your output file name. And this will tell you also exactly where your output file will be stored in. So I'm gonna change this to test file. And then over here, selected zone. So this basically corresponds to this little bar over here. Since I only want this specific video clip extracted, I'm just gonna click selected zone and then render to file. So wait a few seconds. Okay, so our rendering is completed and you can right click and it will take you to the specific folder it was stored in. And so this is my output. And I like to just watch it just to make sure it output it the way I wanted. Okay, so that's pretty neat. And yeah, that's pretty much for step 2. And also to mention and then you can just go back here and repeat the same steps to get your second clip. So again, just start here, go to the cursor, look for your next face. Okay, so pretend, yeah, this face, for instance. So you find your face and then just redo the steps I showed you. So find your face, add in the markers. After you add in the markers, check the markers over here, splice it. After you splice it, you want to use the cursor to drag it out just so it's more visually cleaner. And then you want to go to your effects, type in crop, select crop, scale, and tilt, drag that onto your video clip. And then over here, it should pop up little effects bar. And you're just going to adjust that to your liking, and then you will render, and then you will move this bar over your video clip, and you will then render your output file.